recognize uniforms as nothing else.
Not sure if that's Mike Brady. Possibly.
We got a couple of Bradys in the game, by the way.
Cadastro working relatively quickly.
That's what we like to see. That kind of get the ball and throw it. And these guys are, Spotek in the top of the first, and now Canestro here, getting it up there pretty good. 2-1 pitch on the leadoff batter. We think it's Brady, and that one catches the corner. Change up, fouled off.
Another foul
back.
Count runs full, 3-2 on the leadoff batter here in the bottom of the first. Canestro on the mound.
Yeah, another one fouled off to the right side, so
as they run out of room in right field, Jim Horvath chasing it down, but in foul territory. So the count holds 3-2, bottom of the first, 2 runs in for the East in their half of the first inning.
Firebirds with that neat little symbol over the left chest.
I love the jerseys.
Very, that one's very understated.
A little bit of the Hofstra Pride colors and similar type logo as he reaches out and stays alive, fouling that pitch back over the screen. 3-2 still. The count to the leadoff batter in the bottom of the first.
What's up, buddy? Where you going?
So Canestro throwing a lot of pitches here to the opening, to the first batter. That's a high fastball.
Now, on that 9th pitch, he walks the leadoff batter. So runner on at first to lead things off. And
so that's Mike Brady from the Firebirds, and he played his college ball at Iona and at Delphi. Finally found some information here. And we'll see if we can pick up who's next. So Canestro opens with a walk, a little calling card throw just to tell Brady that he knows he's there. And let's see if we can pick up who the number 2 hitter is, as Canestro can't get the call on that one, a little bit low. So Hal, do you have the name on the last name of the guy who's hitting second here?
I actually do not. Trying to track it down.
All righty. I thought they ran us up a line up here, but
that's a good pitch on the corner. 1-1 the count. Nick Sheridan at first holding.
Okay. The guy who led off, by the way, was Joey Giacomontonio. I have the lineup. I'll share this with you. This is Gil Torres Jr. And Gil Torres Jr. we've seen in previous All-Star games. He even played in the same All-Star game with his dad, Gil Torres Sr., who I suspect is still playing in the league. Although I did not check up and see. And so Canestro on that pass ball. Jacques.
Hit on the ground, back to the pitcher.
Comebacker.
They'll get them in the rundown now.
This was that to me is a poor choice defensively.
Giacomontonio finally tagged down, but he kept himself in the rundown long enough for Torres to advance to second.
They traded the out at second base. If he had simply looked the runner back and thrown to first, would have wound up in the same thing with a runner on second base and one out. He wouldn't have tired himself out running.
Here's another look. Canestro, the comebacker, looks back to second, sees The runner had taken off, and now he's in no man's land. And now the chase
5,
begins.
6, 1,
And the fake there and the tag out.
Okay, and there it is.
You got to love the fundamental
5, 6,
baseball
1.
right there. The pitcher. It doesn't matter that these guys don't play together on the same teams, but they executed the rundown play perfectly.
Not too badly. I would say one throw too many, but I question the wisdom in the first inning, already down 2 runs, of trying to get the lead runner. I would have taken the out at first base. So Giacomo Antonio is exchanged for Torres at second, and this will be Will Horan from the Long Island Senators. So Canestro's got some pop on the ball. Seems to be struggling a bit with his control, and that again, as we talked about in the earlier game today, may have something to do with throwing to a catcher that he is not familiar with, as Horan lofts one into short center field, and it drops in.
So Horan on, and Torres had to hold up at second, thinking that ball might be caught. Really had nowhere to go. So he holds at second. Horan on with a 1-out single. Runners at first and second for Steve Goldman.
Steve Goldman, who was pressed into service as the Western Division's catcher. One of the things we always worry about in these All-Star games is having the key positions filled, and one of them is catcher, because as I'm trying to remember whose line it was, that if you don't have a catcher, the ball the ball rolls to the backstop every time.
Mm-hmm.
I think that was I can't think of the guy's name who described what it was like catching knuckleballs.
That ball goes through the hole. Torres on his way to third. He'll come home. Ball bobbled in left field. Now the throw to third.
Oh, the ball
and the glove and ball get kicked out on the slide by Horan. Horan now heads home. All the way to third is Goldman. So it is a...
Well, they've tied it up. There you go.
Oh, how do we score this here? Let's see.
Well, that was a base hit and an RBI, certainly.
So Horan came all the way around. Right. Goldman goes all the way to third as Horan slid into third base.
All right, here's the replay. Pulls a single through the hole between third and short.
The ball bobbled in left field by Pena. Picks it up, throws to third. Now he's got him if the tag is made, but he slides and kicks the glove and ball out of the third baseman's hands. That's Junior Juarez. Juarez then goes, picks up the ball, throws, looks to throw, and no play is made on Goldman at third. So 2 runs in. Goldman now all the way at third base. It's an RBI single.
Right, and still nobody out.
The throw.
Right, and the error. You got to charge an error on the throw
Juarez.
from left field. I
think you got to give it to Juarez. His glove, the tag was made. He lost his glove. Big sweeping curveball.
Tough to give him an error
call,
on
but
that.
You almost have to.
Meanwhile, you've got John Pratt, who was a New York State trooper, and a fellow who's played on teams for me in Las Vegas Kickoff Classic Tournament. JP, as he's known, plays for the Midville Dodgers. And I suspect we've seen him, if not already. He's in left field this game, normally a center fielder. Steve Goldman on third with nobody out. Canestro, who's been undone a little bit by some wildness and some unfortunate fielding. And it's 3-2 count on Pratt.
So 1 out here. And now there's 2 down as he goes down swinging.
Got him on a big sweeping breaking pitch. Pratt way out in front on it.
And that'll bring up Dan Galbraith. Right-handed batter. You know, you can see right away, Tim, the difference between the game that we did earlier today, the 35 and 48-year-old and older All-Star game. The pop of the ball, the speed of the pitchers. These guys go with more of conventional pitching, fastball. They can still work in the breaking ball, but they definitely have more on their fastballs than we'll see in the
exactly.
old
You will see more velocity, more pace on the ball. You will see
expected, of course.
And of course, your younger guys, you'll see more base runners going first to third or second to home than you will in the older divisions. And you would expect that. I mean, this is, after all, a number of these guys are, in their mid-20s. Of course, we do have guys in the 25 and over division who are old enough to play in the 48 and do, in fact, play. And that is not as unusual as one might think.
That pitch misses, and it's a walk to Galbraith. So the runner's now at the corners with 2 down.
So Canestro must not have thrown recently because he's certainly getting enough pitches in under his belt in this inning. And Candy Maldonado will be coming up. I know it's not Candy Maldonado, but
Giants.
There you go. But it is Mr. Maldonado, whose name we will attempt to locate for you. From the Glen Cove Pirates. So Canestro throwing a lot of pitches. Rafael Maldonado has played every position for the Pirates this year except pitcher and catcher, so he hasn't played every position.
That ball foul
and
off.
He's from the Dominican Republic, 37 years old. And according to his manager, been the most consistent hitter on the team all season. Glen Cove Pirates, we took a look at the standings earlier, having a bit of a rough season. I think they're winless in their first 13 games, so that's kind of a rough season, I would say. As the runner takes off.
Now he'll steal second without a throw.
Yeah, the pitch was high and wide. Catcher doing a fine enough job just to corral it. No chance of getting a throw off.
So we're tied at 2. Runners now at second and third for the West. They threatening the bottom of this first. That ball off the end of the bat into the dugout.
So Maldonado slaps at one. Canestro still got, he's getting some pop on the ball. He's a big guy out there. Got a big leg kick.
I like this jersey too. It's like the Mike Tyson of Major League Baseball. He doesn't even wear a T-shirt underneath the jersey.
You remember, the Pirates were
one of those. The Reds, they used to wear jerseys like that with the T-shirts underneath.
Yeah, with the cutoff sleeves. The Cincinnati Reds had jerseys like that. As Maldonado gets drilled.
I wouldn't say drilled. It was a breaking ball.
He got grazed.
You get drilled when it's a fastball.
He got grazed.
That's
by
good.
A curveball.
Much better, Tim.
And this will be from
Francis,
the Queen's
Craig
A's.
Francis.
Kirk Francis. Okay.
So bases loaded for Craig Francis, tied at 2. 2 out here. Bottom of the first. Canestro in a jam. First pitch swinging.
Oh, I think this is Craig Francis.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, I'm sorry. I misheard you. I was thinking of the Queen's A's, but he's actually from the Long Island Athletics.
Breaking ball misses up high.
Canestro has thrown a game's worth of pitches here in the first inning. This is the 8th batter of the inning, so
that ball slapped down the right field line. That'll go out of play. 1 and 2 now in the hole. Defensively for the East, Sheridan at first, Sacripanti at second, Criticos at short, Juarez at third, Glansman behind the plate, Pena, Stolich, and Orpak, while your outfield is left to right.
Hoping that the Eastern Division has a good amount of pitching, because I'm not sure that we're going to see Canestro go much past this inning.
Well, we're only playing 7, so
well, that's true.
If they can get 2
still,
out of him, that would be good.
At the rate he's gone, I'd be surprised.
Little flat of short. It's going to bounce in. Could be interference on the runner as the umpire is looking to make the call, and it is indeed.
That is, in fact.
Interference on the runner. The umpire at Mike Slovak making the call. So on the interference, it goes down as a fielder's choice. But the West All-Stars bounce back with a pair of runs to tie it. 2-2 after 1.
We'll take a look at that. There's a little bloop. This is an interesting play because it was the runner screened the shortstop from the play and correctly There you can see there's no hesitation. The shortstop pointed it out to the field umpire, but I don't think the field umpire had any doubt in his mind about it.
Criticos right away looked and knew that something was wrong with that play. The interesting part of that play was the base runner at second, Galbraith. He was trying to screen the fielder because that would have been an easy pop-up.